Coming up on News in Depth, Assistant Superintendent of Police among several ranks arrested over the smuggling of an AK-47 rifle out of the police headquarters. Kanu gets substitute head, and teachers finally receive duty-free concessions. News in Depth begins now. With tonight's edition of News in Depth, I'm Eva Wharton. Thanks for joining us. We begin this evening by telling you that an assistant superintendent of police is among several ranks arrested after an AK-47 rifle was smuggled out of the police headquarters. Several police officers attached to the Tactical Services Unit are under close arrest after an AK-47 rifle was smuggled out of the police headquarters, Ivleary. The Tactical Services Unit is based at Ivleary. Crime Chief Wendell Blanham via telephone said among those arrested is an assistant superintendent of police. He also said that the car was not intercepted in the compound of the Criminal Investigations Department, but on Carmichael Street. The driver of the car is not a law enforcement officer, but a civilian. Crime Chief Blanham said the matter remains under investigation. There are reports that the vehicle, which was parked in the compound for several hours, caught the attention of officers. It was also said that a TSU rank was seen taking something to the said vehicle. We will return with more news on the other side of this break.
Hey, looky there. Let me go techie boots.
Boots? No, man, I ain't gonna get lock up teeth in them big stinky 30-second boots. Plus, it can be more cheaper online. And then got my favorite color, pink. Let me go along.
Online shopping. Cheaper, faster, better. Passback.
Stag, a man's beer.
Morning.
Hi, honey. Your family will love new Abbey butter spread.
Thank you, Mommy.
A heart-healthy choice with no cholesterol. Abbey is ready to use right out of the fridge. Smooth, spreadable, rich and creamy, Abbey is a great tasting butter spread. Try it today.
Welcome back. Head of Kanu proceeds on his vacation leave, and his substitute is former Army Chief of Staff Michael Atterley.
The head of Kanu, James Singh, was asked by the government to proceed on his accumulated annual leave beginning from today. While on leave, Major General retired Michael Atterley will act as head of the agency until Singh returns. A statement issued by the Ministry of the Presidency confirmed the government's decision. The statement quoted Minister Joseph Harmon saying that in line with the government's policy to ensure that officers do not accumulate annual leave and in turn request pay in lieu of such, Mr. James Singh, head of the Customs Anti-Narcotics Unit, has been asked to proceed on leave, effective from today. The release also added that this is a practice that the government has embraced since coming into office. This has been communicated to the Minister of Public Security, Kamrat Ramjat, and the person who is responsible for Kanu. Major General retired Atterley was responsible for leading the review of the National Drug Strategy Master Plan 2014 to 2018. This review led to the development of the National Drug Strategy Master Plan 2016 to 2020, which was launched last year.
The new Central Housing and Planning CEO to begin the arduous task of fixing the housing sector. Effective today, Leland Saul will assume duties as Chief Executive Officer of the Central Housing and Planning Authority. Saul's appointment came after a meeting earlier today with Substantive Communities Minister Ronald Bulkan. Saul was named the new CEO last year, but his appointment was signed off by Cabinet last month. A government information agency release quoting Minister Bulkan said the Central Housing and Planning Authority has been operating without a CEO for a few months and it has been less than desirable. According to the release, Saul will take up the agency at a time when it is moving to implement the Central Housing and Planning Authority housing project, which includes the construction of 758 housing units in regions 2 to 7 and 10 for public service employees, youth and low-income earners. The previous CEO of the Central Housing and Planning Authority, Myrna Pitt, resigned last year.
Morning.
Hi, honey.
Your family will love new Abe butter spread.
Thank you, Mommy.
A heart-healthy choice with no cholesterol, Abe is ready to use right out of the fridge. Smooth, spreadable, rich and creamy, Abe is a great tasting butter spread. Try it today.
Nothing compares to the class and beauty of Beeson Windows and Doors, engineered by professionals and built to last longer than the competition. Buy 10 windows and get one 24x16 bathroom window absolutely free. No tricks, no gimmicks, and no hidden fees. Prices starting from $13.5 VAT inclusive. So visit our showroom today at Lot 1228 New Eccles Industrial Site or BPAT's building on Regent Street and save big on UPVC or aluminum windows. To order now, call 622-4197 or 226-1292.
The Ghana Teachers Union is happy that teachers will finally be receiving their duty-free concessions.
After 9 years of waiting, teachers will now be given duty-free concessions owed to them during those years. And General Secretary of the Ghana Teachers Union, Coretta MacDonald, is elated at the news.
First, I should say that we're quite pleased that the issue of the duty-free has now been laid to rest, in the sense that the approval has been given by Minister Harman. It has been a while, but we're happy that the approval has now been given. So GRA, they're now working with the instructions that was given to them. So the teachers are now going to be able to access their duty-free concessions. We're quite happy, not that teachers are getting their duty-free, but we're especially happy that those teachers, a list of 46 teachers who were waiting there since 2009, that those persons have actually gotten through now and they're going to be accessing their duty-free concession.
Teachers for years complained about the treatment they receive from the government despite their importance as molders of the nation's children.
That's a wrap for this edition of News in Depth. Do join us again, same time tomorrow for another edition.